but the second part of the training is going to be focusing on Facebook selling and team building. But before you go proactive in Facebook selling or team building or doing anything, you need to protect your Facebook account. And Jane White is going to cover how to protect your Facebook account.
We are really lucky insofar as, yes, we've got Facebook, but we also have catalogues. So although we lead with the catalogue, we have got Facebook that we can also lead with for those that we really don't want to, who don't want to. I'll move over. How much further? Sorry, it was easier. I know. Yeah, so it's good to have both areas. However, what I would say is there will be people who do not want to do Facebook. However, as Lynn said at the beginning, if you want to build a team, then it's necessary to be able to do it sufficiently to be able to teach it. It really, really is. But how to protect, and it's a wee bit ironic because you see, as I started posting, I've been relatively active throughout the time on both accounts, one of which I did set up after they deactivated my account, so I do know what I'm talking about. However, they did ban me again the other day. I don't know why. I did several different types of ads, so sometimes it's a quirk of Facebook, but don't let that stop you, but do make your Facebook work for you. It does say Facebook's ever evolving, it is, and sometimes you don't know until you have a hiccup that it's evolved again and it's hiccuped again.
Or you find
so you do,
new.
Sorry?
Or you find something new that's
well, that's right, you do find something new, but you just have to, if you don't use it, you won't find those new things. And there we are. They might restrict you from messaging people. Posting in groups, there's lots of ways they can do it. Using the marketplace, they can be a bit fickle about the marketplace. Mind you, they can be fickle with everything. Do check your support site. If you don't know where it is, your sponsor will know, because they wouldn't be sponsoring if they didn't know where to find those things. And they can disable your account. All of those things all happens. Facebook do surveys, probably because people will report posts on buying and selling groups. They'll respond to that. Some people just report things because they can. Some people click the wrong button and apologise. If you're a manager or an admin rather of any of the buy and sell groups, you'll get that. It's no big deal. It just happens. Don't get upset about it. Just get over it. It can be frustrating. Yes, it can. Get over it. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. You're in someone else's control, and so is the wee clicker.
See, I told you. That particular slide that wants to hold on for about 5 clicks.
Oh, does it?
Just keep clicking.
No,
using that. I'm like using this.
There we go, so easy, and then it's responded to all of them. And sometimes that happens on Facebook too.
It goes, this clicker is really annoying. That's the page it should be on.
As I said, sometimes they just want to enforce whatever rule they've brought in. The last one of the ones we did see was a promotional post. They wanted to know what the relevance was. Were you educating people? Were you informing them? Who knows why they bring those things in? There is someone who sits there, who gets paid for it, who wants to be creative on Facebook. That's their job, to be creative on Facebook. Does it slow us down? Sometimes. Do we then have to find how that person thinks and be creative? Sometimes. But you want to be interactive, you want to get likes, you want to get shares, you want to get comments, you want to get them for the right reasons. Do be very careful. It's probably a business that we don't want to be, we don't want to put extreme views out there. So if we all hold extreme views, unfortunately we can't post them on Facebook because it won't endear you to people. But look at all of the Facebook categories for your reach as well. You want to create a footprint. Marketplace doesn't create as good a footprint as buy and selling posts and distributor posts.
Which is a benefit when it comes to the monitoring of activity as well.
I think that's coming. It does. It gets it seen to a different audience. It gets it seen to a different audience. However, all is good. It just doesn't create the same footprint. The amount of people who see your content. You do see posts up saying there's only 25 people responding to my content. People use that to increase their reach. Some people use it because they see other people using it. Who knows? It doesn't always increase your reach, but the only way you'll increase your reach is by responding to likes and comments on other people's posts, not just want other people to respond to your post. And it does drive your sales if you're going to buy and sell groups out with your own group. And also the people, remember the people who are on your buy and sell group, who are on your own shop, you have to respond to their posts so that they can see your shop posts. And it does all come down to the reach on it. Interactive posts, if you look at them, you'll see some of them have 3 million views, 10 million views. Of course they have. Those sites are well supported. If you use one of their posts, then that's obviously going to increase your post. I don't always use it on a share post from somebody else's post. You're often better going back to the actual site that it's come from and share it from there rather than share it from another post on Facebook, only because at some point it breaks down into spam and you end up not getting the reach that you're wanting. But do posts every day. It says 3 posts every day, interactive ones, be social. You can move it. You've all got shops, or you will all have shops, I'm assuming. So do them on your shops, do them on your team page, if you've all got team pages, as well as on your own news feed. You can vary it so that different people see it. All of the people I have on our shop are friends, so different people see different posts. And the over promotion posts, again, that's why I often go back to the actual site that shared it rather than use it from a share on my newsfeed. It is a social network, so be social. Again, as we said, your timeline, your group, and in your team groups, your shop. Spread it around whenever suits you, doesn't have to be at any particular time. You'll find that the time that you do your activity is when you'll attract people who are on Facebook at that time. So therefore, if I say the majority of my sales come from evening, that's because that's maybe when I do the majority of my work. Other people say, I get all of mine in the morning. Well, that's because that's when they're active. So spread it around and you'll attract different people at different times. And there's all the things that you can do. The other day, I did a video on our team group when the catalogues came in. Again, I reiterated where the catalogues, how maybe you wanted to pack them for best use. There's people on there that weren't always in our group. I don't know what they do. I just thought it was a good idea to go out with a video, put up photographs. your own photographs. Kate's got her wee dog. Kate and Tom have their wee dog. And recently we've been doing our veg because it's very good. It's just like a pet.
And the wildlife in your garden.
And the wildlife in our garden, but I can't get close enough this time, unfortunately, to get really good photographs of the wildlife. Check-ins, if you're going somewhere,
Like here.
check into it and recommend it. A lot of people don't like you recommending things, but it's quite good. Kate likes her scones. So here we are. There's something to do, you see. So there's where to do it as well in your groups, your posts, your videos. Again, it just depends where you want to do it, how you want to do it, and you know, online events, as Kate said, yes, that's sometimes quite daunting for a lot of people. But a wee go live video of your catalogues, it's a great place to start. You're on live, you're doing it, it's only 2 or 3 minutes, and it gets you on there and it gets you doing it. Take the products out the box. And, you know, when you're doing it and go live, when you're doing it, it's a good way of doing it. You can do it on your shop. You've got a limited audience, rather than maybe on your timeline, and you can get better and do it on both. Find the area that's comfortable for you and then add them in. That way, all of it will be comfortable after a time. I'll take it all out. I don't put multiple links in a post. I don't put any links in a post. I put my links in the comments. I see lots of posts with links in them. I still wouldn't do it. You don't know if they're getting banned for doing it, so don't follow something that you don't know their system. You know, if you see it, just don't do it. Let someone else do it. You keep doing it in your comments. I don't personal message people with links either, unless they've messaged me first. However, if you get 100 responses to an ad and you do all of them with the same link, that will probably land you in Facebook trouble. So, you know, it's like everything though, a little of everything works. You know, it's like someone on a health kick that says oranges are good for you. They are, but don't just eat oranges every day. That's not quite so good for you. So, you know, spread it out and keep the common sense there. Multiple Facebook's accounts, 2 at a maximum per person. At one point I had 3. Facebook shut me down on the 3rd one. Didn't like it. Different email addresses. So they do monitor. However, haven't a clue. As Jim Rohn says, I don't want to join that class. Just accept that's the way it is and move on. Don't repeatedly use the same ad, not even if it's the same photograph. Change it, change the wording, change the colour, change something, doesn't matter what, put a different border around it, be sensible about it. And don't send lots of friend requests. It doesn't mean you shouldn't send people friend requests, but again, just don't do loads of it.
As people that don't know.
You can still send a friend request to a couple of people you don't know. Just don't send it to 40 people you don't know, because we don't want to put you off sending friend requests. Just don't do loads of it. And the same with the messages. Don't put too many of your ads in the same group. Apart from anything else, if you're not the admin's not going to like it. And you know, admins do those things voluntarily. So what do? If they see 6 posts from the one person on the one day? They just block the person because they think, oh, stuff it. I'm not going to keep deleting their ads. They'll give you a few shots, then you just delete them. And don't spam people. The automatic messages, I don't know if anybody uses them. It's not something I use. They may work fine. However, Kate said earlier, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. If you want a business and you want a reaction from any avenue that you use, it's called work comes first. Don't overdo it, you'll get a ban. Sometimes when you underdo it, you still get a ban. You just have to work your way around it. No, don't use ads that say Lynn Mack's shop. Don't use that. Use your own shop. This is really, really important. It's really important. Space out your posting and your joining. That will come further in the training, I'm sure. Original content. Of course you do want to create original content, but you can do that just very, very simply. Marketplace, it's just limiting things. And keep your activity level up. Even when you get a ban, you still are able to do activity. You just do it on different groups. So keep that up, because if you don't keep it up, when your ban disappears, you're going to be right back at square one, and they're going to see you going furiously, oh my goodness, I'll catch up now. And what happens? They give you another ban. So keep your activity up. Just keep using Facebook so that you can use it the way you want to. If you're sharing videos or indeed those interactive posts, put your own comment on it. It's important you do put a comment on when you share it, rather than just sharing the post itself. And you can tag people. You can do whatever you like. What the Facebook are wanting you to do is actually take part. I think that's the main thing. Take part. So if you're sharing a post, they want to see that you're not just sharing it. They want to see you having some input to it. Do it whatever way you wish.
You get relevant scores for all of them.
Do put a call to action. Information, inbox me, comment below, whatever you like. And we've already said to Facebooks. It's sometimes not what you do that gets you in trouble. It's sometimes what you don't do. And you know that I think that's the same with life, isn't it? Sometimes if you're married, sometimes it's not what you do that gets you into trouble. It's what you haven't done. So there we are. And that works for everybody. That works for everybody. So as I say, learn to work within Facebook's guidelines and use it to the best of your ability. Learn from it, whether that's you teaching or not. Thank you very much.
I like that analogy. Now Facebook will be getting called the other half, the husband or the wife, because it's not what you don't necessarily what you're doing, it's what you're not doing. Thanks very much for that.